voice cracks, just edit it out.
Ignore it.
Do something.
I promise you that.
Thank you, Volvo.
No promises.
Yeah, actually, no, just kidding.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the NCAA Semifinal match number 2, Youngstown State Press Conference. I have student athlete Ellie Drescher in the middle, Doug Kuberski, head coach, and Madison Doseck, student athlete. So first we're going to start off with a opening statement, coach, and just recap the match for us.
Yeah, quite a match. I think the first one to go to the best of 7 this weekend, and Sam Houston, just got to tip your cap to them. We've had a few mega matches against them this year, and they're all close and just so well coached and just deeply talented. And want to congratulate them on a great season. But I have to do a better job as a coach on the fresh. Obviously, 2 low sets on the fresh, and we did some different things there. It just didn't quite work out. But we have some ideas for tomorrow, I think. But yeah, once we got through that first transition, shot our first styles in that second point, and then scores came in that best of 7. It was nice to see some 230s and 40s and strings and strikes, and I think we loosened up a little bit as a collective unit. So again, I think we hit the transition tomorrow like we did today. That's great, and just a little bit better on the fresh. We got a pop.
Here we're going to open up for questions.
Do you have a match as long as this one this year?
I'm sorry.
Have you had a match as long as this one this year?
Yeah, we had a couple at the conference event. The Conference USA definitely tested us a little bit there for our endurance and prepared us for a match like this.
How do you get through a match this one?
Yeah, we had some of that last week too against Nebraska in the regional. So yeah, kind of prepared for it. A lot of it's just really just saying the right things to each other. We kind of know what gets each of us to tick a little bit at the right time, and sometimes you got to have a little tough love, sometimes a little soft love, and I think it's just kind of a little art to it, right? Not all science. And I think we've all, as a unit, gotten pretty good at saying the right things and doing the right things to each other to help us stay in that nice calm zone.
First for coach and then for the student athletes. You had obviously two matches today. What have you learned throughout the day that's going to be able to prepare you for tomorrow? What have you learned about the pattern or yourselves and how you can learn from that and be successful tomorrow morning?
Yeah, we actually moved to the right the second point quite a bit. They looked at me a couple times, did a few double takes during that point, but we did quite a bit to the right and changed our angles a little bit. Obviously, the lanes are a little bit different. As you can see, the left lane was hooking quite a bit, and then the right lane caught up, which tends to happen. So, just definitely some angle adjustments in that match and some speed adjustments as well, because they're obviously playing pretty tight this week. So I think we got some good information and hopefully use that tomorrow.
Going into the...
No.
Okay. Going into tomorrow's match, you've already played Arkansas State once. Going into tomorrow, are there any expectations as far as lane play? And also,
So lane play for them?
Yeah, just are you going to any expectations? Did you learn anything from today playing them versus how you played them playing Sam Houston per se?
Yeah, I'll definitely toss it over to the ladies too, because they're much cooler than me. But I definitely think, and I did some, looking at some of the streaming as well to see how other teams are playing them. So yeah, I think we got some information. Obviously, Arkansas State's, pretty rev dominant, and they do some things to the lanes, and they change pretty quickly. So definitely got some information, whether it's lineup personnel or ball choices, alignments, that we can hopefully use tomorrow to our advantage. But definitely going to go on NCAA.com a little bit more tonight and watch the match they just had against Jacksonville and get some more information to prepare and be better. And you're cooler than me.
I just think it's important for us to look at the first match and the second match and see what balls we were throwing in different areas. And I think it's important for us to trust the moves, if it's to the right or if it's to the left. And definitely with different teams, it is an adjustment per team, I would say. But I think it's important for us to go back and look at the matches, both of them, see how we were playing the lanes differently, and use that for information for tomorrow.
Yeah, and I guess another big thing is we know all of the teams here are for a reason, so we know that we'll probably go shot for shot with them the whole time. So we just have to stay within each other and know, even if we get bad breaks, we'll get them later on. So we just have to stay composed and be together as a team and stay in our bubble.
Can you ladies also speak to the dynamic? You guys had a lot of lineup changes there, and even going back to regionals last weekend, the roles of each player changed or asked several times throughout competition. Can you speak to the team dynamic and what allows you guys to do that?
I feel like we all know that we have a very deep lineup. All 9 of us can go in at any moment in time, and we all support each other. So I feel like are always there, whether we are pulled or not. We're very good at picking each other up. in being there, especially if you are one that's taken out or put in. We have, I feel like, the trust within everyone, so we trust every person that goes in, and just like going into the best of, no.
When I gave the lineup with 6 people in on accident.
Yeah.
I read a lineup of 6, and I'm like, wait a minute, I just said 6 names, sorry. But yeah, I think that's what you're talking about, heading into the best of 7, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I think it is important for us because each person on the team has an important role no matter what. If they are in, if they aren't, they have an important role no matter what the position is. So I think that is a major key for us, is that we all support each other no matter what. We are all there for each other. There's no tension, there's nothing but love for one another on this team.
Kind of like a similar question, but a follow-up for the players. Neither of you started the team game, correct?
Correct.
So you guys came in both firing on all cylinders. So what was kind of your mindsets coming in off the bench, as they would say, and then had the performance you had, knowing you guys' backs were up against the wall if you lost another match?
I feel like for me personally, I just want to go out there and make the best shots that I have, shot for shot. I want to just, I guess, like relax before each shot also, but trust all of the moves that coach gives me, and then just trust myself. Like, I know that I'm here for a reason as well.
Yeah, and based off of what she said, I have to agree that I think it's important for us to go in with the mindset of you will do your best that you can, and that is all you can give. Like, you cannot get mad about bad breaks or anything. Just control what you can control. And at the end of the day, I think that is what helps us go in during such an important moment. We don't think of like the whole picture, we just think frame by frame. So I think that is how we are able to stay so calm and collected during an entire match like that.
So Madison, you said every team here is here for a reason. Obviously, that's to try to win tomorrow night. How do you, as student athletes, stay in the moment, focus tomorrow morning, and not try to look ahead at what could be the fun, in the evening? How do you just stay in that moment and win tomorrow morning?
I feel like obviously we'll go back to the hotel and decompress and talk about the 2 matches today, but I also think we just stay within each other. Whatever happens is going to happen, and as Ellie said, we have to focus on what we can control. We can't control everything that is out here. We can't control how the pins fall or where they lay at the end of the day, so we just come out here and we give them good penguin bowling and do the best that we can.
All that said about staying, each frame, was there a moment in that Baker pinfall point where you guys were like, okay, like, scores weren't there all morning in the traditional as well. Was there a point in that Baker point when you guys were like, okay, like, we might have a role in here a little bit? Or was it just kind of a gradual thing?
I feel like it could be both gradual and a sudden moment. I would say during our first match, we struggled with stringing strikes a lot, just because we would get like 9 counts consistently. And that's not always, it's ball motion and stuff like that most of the time. But when you start to see the pins fall, it almost builds the momentum sometimes for the team. And I feel like with us, we did string quite a few runs during Baker and best of 7 that I feel like that was like, oh, this is our moment.
Yeah, I think when we had the first big string in that second point, I think that was the moment we kind of all, okay, pins are falling a little bit better this set, and let's go. And then some good scores out of best of 7. But yeah, I think there was a moment in the middle of that second point where you can kind of feel the calmness set in.
Anything else?
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got here and I stood in front of that person.
Appreciate it.
Esteemed colleagues.
Good work.
Doing our darndest.
Oh yeah, it just goes to shit. Oh yeah.
Well, this one went out. We won't.
That's what I'm looking at.